Hello everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. And today we are gonna talk about all of the one-shot strategy for Proxima Midnight World Boss Ultimate. So I will be doing a series of those one-shot compilation for each of the World Boss. But today we are just focusing on Proxima, specifically Proxima World Boss Ultimate, sharing with you all of my team setup in terms of the support, in terms of the strikers, in terms of choosing the right synergies, using the right skill rotation, presenting everything that you need to know in order for you to do those one shots successfully. So I will try to use all of the different support characters, different combo for each of the team setup, so we won't have those repeated characters again and again, so that they are equally balanced on all of the teams. Oh, by the way, just to let you guys know that all of these one shot are done without any of the craft card. They are just a normal card with normal card stat. So let's start with the first one shot team here. So we have Scarlet Spider as the main one-shot killer in this team up. So you're gonna utilize the 5th skill of Nick Fury for the buff, then switch to Scarlet Spider to do the co-op, then 4-3-5 and boom. The bras are gonna start melting from full to 0, which you're gonna see that in the later gameplay. So for this team up, just set Nick Fury as the leader for the extra 50% of all attack and Phil Coulson as the support, since this team also provides you the extra team bonus, which is fantastic. So this is the first team up. And then the second team up, we have this team up. Basically, Namor is there doing the damage, and we are basically utilizing the 30% all defense down from Captain for skill. So here is the thing, you have to combine Namor with Captain in order to do the one shot. And then for the leadership, Ghost Panther is the best option because he provides up to 80% of fire damage from his leadership and from his tier 2 passive, and in addition to the increased damage dealt to super villains for the extra damage, which is obviously the best setup for Namor. And then moving on, Medusa and Iron Man combo is considered as the most effective one-shot combo among all of these. So Medusa and Iron Man is fixed. When you do your co-op skill, Iron Man is going to jump into the battle and do his 4th skill to fill in that 30% all defense down. And then for the support, you can use whatever support that you want, but for me, I will just stick with Shuri. And then this leadership is good enough, so this team up is perfect for Medusa. Moving on, we are gonna utilize Dr. Voodoo as a lead to buff Mystique all defense down. Since Mystique has a base of 70% all defense down from her Awaken skill, so when you combine her with Dr. Voodoo, it's gonna be a 98% of all defense down, which is bonker. And that's why she hits like an absolute monster. But if you don't have Dr. Voodoo, you can actually use someone like White Fox or Enchantress as a lead. It's still gonna be the same. And then for the support, I would suggest you to use Taskmaster for the extra buff from his tier 2 passive, which is applying to all Weapon Master allies, since Mystique also has a Weapon Master tag, so she could definitely benefit from it, and in addition to the extra damage dealt to super villains from Taskmaster uniform bonus. And that's why this is the best team up for Mystique. Next up, we got this special team up Quicksilver as a one-shot killer. So how are you going to make this happen? So basically, once you enter the battle, you're gonna charge up Quicksilver tier 3 skill as fast as possible. Get ready with his tier 3. Then once it's ready, just switch to Doctor Strange to do his 6th skill. As soon as you see Doctor summons his clone, just switch to Weapon Hex to do her 4th skill for the 100% all defense down. Then switch back to Quicksilver to do the 3-5 and tier 3, and boom, here you go. That's it. So just pay attention to the later gameplay so that you won't miss anything. Let's say if you do want to use this team up because it might seem to be much more complicated, you can actually use the other team combo, which is Dr. Octopus with Negasonic and Emma Frost. So the key is to utilize the 60% all defense down from Negasonic. When you combine her with Emma Frost, Negasonic is gonna do her 5th skill to fill in that 60% all defense down. But if you don't have Emma Frost, you can actually use someone like Shadow Shell. It is basically the same thing. Negasonic Force skill still provides the 60% all defense down. But what if I don't have Negasonic? Since she's a Danger Room character, not that easy to get her, I know that. So well, you can actually use this combo. Alright, let me show you, which is the Ant-Man and the Wasp combo. Alright, but of course this setup is not as good as the Negasonic combo, but it's still usable, which you're gonna see that in the later gameplay. So as far as the striker goes, most of the time, most of the setup, you are gonna have Weapon Hex and Doctor Strange in your striker setup with 3 damage dealt strikers, which is a 12% damage dealt strikers, except for Quicksilver setup. So when you are doing the one shot with Quicksilver, it is always recommended to use 5 damage dealt strikers because you already have Weapon Hex and Doctor Strange in your main setup. So for strikers, just bringing 5 damage dealt strikers for the extra damage, which is pretty straightforward. So next we're gonna jump into all of the one shot gameplay. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I will see you in the next video. Take care.
about to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling. Falling, 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 I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling.